What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode series on NHL 22. Now, last season was super exciting. We ended up winning the Stanley Cup in only our fourth season with the Habs. Really exciting. It was a really awesome year for us. So I'm really looking forward to this new year. We will be going into the 2026-27 season. We have a great team, honestly. I think we've already gotten them back to the point where the Canadiens are going to be consistent playoff contenders. So, this is a really exciting time for our franchise series, and I'm really looking forward to seeing where we can take this team in the future. So, as always, if you enjoyed the video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The support helps me out a ton. So, here we go. We'll go right into the 2026 27 season. Enjoy. So to start the 2026-27 season, we are defending Stanley Cup champions headed into the new season. I just want to show you our lines really quick again. I ended up moving Lambert down to the third line in lieu of Josh Anderson, and it's mostly for the chemistry sake. So, that second line has the same chemistry, but Lambert provides a +1 on the third line. Moved Roy up there because he's developing very, very well. He's actually our leading scorer in the preseason there. Under 10 minutes of ice time, and he had 4 goals and 3 assists. So this kid is looking pretty sick. So now our fourth line is Kopp, Frost, and Nichushkin. Honestly, really good line there. You got two-way forward, a playmaker, and a power forward. So, they're probably going to be a really good shutdown line, I anticipate. Nothing changed here on the defense. Very good, solid pairings here. Barron is developing very well for us. On our goalie side here, we will have Luukkonen as our kind of starter. I'm thinking I'm going to be splitting them fairly evenly this season. So, maybe for every 5 starts Luukkonen gets, Blomqvist gets 3 starts after that or something. But he's just developing so well for us that, it's only right to give him even more playing time and have him develop even more. Take a look at our special teams here. First power play unit is just absolutely disgusting. Second unit there, very good as well. 4-man power play. First unit again, perfect +5. And second unit, very, very stacked there with Jaeger and Lambert playing together. PK is looking good too. Got +2s there and a +1 on our second penalty kill unit. And our 3-man PKs, even correlation, so looking good. But I love these power plays. They're going to kill it this season. And those are our lines there. And then we'll quickly go over the AHL lines. Looking quite good, actually. McGroarty and Brink, I think, are going to make the NHL team. At least McGroarty, though. He's been very good. Got Bunting there, who's just going to tear it up on that first line. Second line here, we got some regular guys. Jose Hendricks is developing pretty well for us. So I like him there. We also have Clint Roenick, 20 years old, 70 overall, but look at all these X factors he has. He's got low elite potential, so really want to get him. He has a 99 strength, that's so weird to me. Really weird stats, but he looks quite good, so I do want to get him a little more ice time. And then we also have Messier here, 22 years old, 73 overall, developing pretty well. He's got a good developing shot, good hands coming up, so I like our AHL team. And then our defense here, Willie Dwyer. He was our second round pick in 2023. So he's finally ready. And the 94 D awareness. Absolutely incredible. 93 stick checking. So he's definitely a defensive guy there, true to his defensive defenseman type listed. And then he's got these really nice defensive superstar and X Factor abilities, so he's going to be great for us. He's got him on that first pairing, so he's going to get a ton of ice time paired with Jordan Harris, who's an 82 overall, so he's going to get a lot of good playing time and ice time. And then take a look at our goalies real quick. Georgiev, our starter again here, with Dobes backing him up. All in all, I like the look of the team here. We went 6-1 in the preseason, so we're off to the right start here. Again, defending Stanley Cup champions. Can we go back to back? We will see. We're going to get right into the preseason, or the regular season, I'm sorry. And we'll sim right up to the new year, January 1st, 2027, and see how we do then. Alrighty guys, so to start the new year, January 1st, 2027, we have a record of 24-10-2, good for first in the Atlantic with 50 points, and also first in the Eastern Conference as well, 4 points over the New Jersey Devils there. Just take a look at the Pacific Division here. Ducks leading the way, 46 points, tied with the Flames, and the Coyotes and Avalanche leading the Central. So we're actually first in the league right now, guys. That's pretty insane. Our season is looking quite good so far. Again, defending Stanley Cup champs. We have a very strong start about halfway through the season here. So we're going to go sim up to the trade deadline. Not sure if I want to move anyone this year. The only person I may look to move is Josh Anderson. He's asking for a lot of money on an extension, and, he is aging up, so he might be the only one. If we can get a good return for him, we will move him. But otherwise, I like the way our group is playing here. We'll take a quick look at the stats halfway through the year. Suzuki leading the way there with 44 points among the forwards. This top line, very good. Konechny there. Caulfield, obviously the goal scorer, and Konechny and Suzuki setting him up a lot. Got Kempe, Jaeger, and Anderson there on the second line, producing very well. Right up there in production, honestly, with our first line, so that's impressive. Got Lambert there with Poling on the third line, producing nicely together. Nichushkin there, Frost, and Kopp. And Roy, honestly, not doing too much on that third line. A little bit disappointing right now, but maybe he'll step it up going into the second half of the year. But obviously, this is very good fourth line production with Nichushkin, Frost, and Kopp. Very happy with how they are going. Looking at our defense, much better. Everyone in a positive plus minus there. Ferentz leading the way with 28 points. Here we go. Romanov scoring 10 goals as a defenseman so far. So he's producing from the blue line. Very good offensive production for him. And same with Ferentz scoring 8 goals. So our defense looking good. Can't complain about that. And take a look at our goalies. Very solid numbers here. So you could see Blomqvist is getting about 50% of what Luukkonen is playing. So I like that split. We're going to roll with that. They're both putting up excellent numbers. I like the way they are looking here. And I just want to take a quick look at our AHL team. So they're not doing too great here. Georgiev there. Not too great of numbers. Defense guys here. I mean, not terrible, Dwyer here, plus 8 and 8 points. Would like to see more out of him up on that top unit. But I do like that he is positive. Here we go. Brink leading the way with 33 points. McGroarty there. And Bunting also on his line, producing very nicely. Honestly, not too worried about our AHL team, but our NHL team is killing it. So we'll go sim up to the trade deadline and see what happens. Alrighty, so headed into the trade deadline here, we have a record of 40-16-5. We are playing out of our minds this season, guys. Good for 85 points and still first in the Eastern Conference there. The Lightning, though, trailing us only by 4 points. Looking like we're in a very solid position to clinch a playoff spot here pretty soon. There you have it, the Penguins first in the Metro Division, 77 points. And the Flames knocking it out of the park, 93 points. Over there in the Pacific Division, the Avalanche leading the Central with 79 points. So we're actually second or third in the league? Second. We're second in the league. Very impressive here. So we'll head into the trade deadline and see what kind of moves we make, if any. So here we go. Let's get right into it. So the trade deadline is over. We didn't end up moving Josh Anderson, which honestly I'm fine. He's been playing quite well. We'll go through the picks here. So Winnipeg getting a third, Ville Husso, and a fourth from New York. Cam Atkinson goes to Detroit in exchange for Kasparaitis and a fourth. Anderson Dolan to the Blues. Connor Timmins to Philly, and Lehkonen to the Coyotes. Texier going to Vancouver. Pretty big trade there, and Columbus gets a second for him. Pretty big trade here as well. Markstrom, Vesalainen, and Corrali going to Tampa. And Tampa gives back one of their goalie prospects and a fourth. Taylor Hall to Washington. Clayton Keller ends up going to Nashville. Wow. And they get a good goalie. I know Olivier Rodriguez is pretty good, and a second-round pick. Sauve and Height going to San Jose in exchange for Ferraro. Dostal and Buffalo going to Vancouver. Kubalik to Detroit. Nick Hague to St. Louis. Let's see. And Trouba going to Calgary. So a decently active trade deadline. Lots of picks moving around here. Some pretty decently big trades. Again, we didn't make any moves ourselves, which I'm not totally salty over. Like, I wasn't actively looking to move people this year. We can obviously, let Anderson's contract expire or renew him and then trade him in the offseason to get a good return. So overall, good trade deadline. And we're going to go Kodicisi's on waivers. What is he? 33 and an 80 overall. No, we're going to pass. But yeah, we're going to head out to the end of the regular season here. Looks like we're in a pretty solid playoff spot as of now. And we'll see how we finish up the year. The regular season is over and we have a record of 53, 22, and 7. Good for first in the Atlantic and first by a long shot in the Eastern Conference. As you can see, the Lightning, Senators, Maple Leafs, and Red Wings will be joining us in the playoffs. And then in the Metro, the Penguins, Flyers, and Devils also making the playoffs. Head over to the Western Conference here. The Flames, Ducks, and Oilers making it in there. The Flames with 122 points, so they will be winning the President's Trophy this season. And then the Avalanche with a very, very good 110 points. They'll be joined by the Stars, Blues, Jets, and Coyotes squeaking into the playoffs there. Over the Predators, they did have an extra win over Nashville, so they get in. Playoff picture, quite interesting this season. Take a look at our team stats here and see how our guys did. Our first line popping off there. Caulfield and Suzuki at and over a point per game pace. And Konechny there again. Caulfield with that goal scoring ability. Suzuki and Konechny setting him up a lot. Our second line here popping off as well. Jaeger with 66 points, Kempe 62, and Anderson 55 here. Pauling and Lambert, they're popping off together on that third line. We love to see it. Nichushkin down here. We actually ended up moving Kopp up to the third line and putting Roy down on that fourth line. Seemed to have helped him. He started scoring a lot more goals paired with Frost and Nichushkin, so lots of great depth scoring. I mean, that's what you love to see. Lambert would like to see more out of, but he will likely be on the second line next season, playing with Jaeger. We'll take a look at our defensemen here. Pretty solid numbers there. Ferentz leading the way, and Romanov there. Both of them get 15 goals. These plus minuses are insane. All of our defensemen, double-digit plus. Sanheim there, and Malou on the third pairing, locking it in. I like the way our defense played a lot. And our goalies here, excellent numbers. Very, very good. Blomqvist starting 33 games now, so he played very well. And Luukkonen, obviously, maybe he does want a contract extension after all, because he played very well this season, starting 51 games. We'll take a look at the entire league, see how we matched up. So goalies there, Nedeljkovic with the most wins. Let's look at the best save percentage. Vasilevsky, no surprise there, quite honestly, .927, absolutely insane. And then goals against average for starter, also Vasilevsky with a 2.37. So looks like a pretty solid lock there for a starter for the Vezina. And Luukkonen there, repping very low goals against average. We love to see it. Let's take a look at the defensemen here with points. Drysdale, ooh, wow, very, very solid lock for the Norris. Plus 54, actually insane. So yeah, he's going to win the Norris. Good for him. And let's take a look at our forwards as well. Gaudreau and Lindholm popping off together, both with 116 points. Look at all these players with Pasternak's on the Red Wings now, okay. With over 100 points. Nathan MacKinnon still with the Avalanche there. Kadri on the Ducks. Draisaitl and Matthews still with their teams. So Mangiapane there. So Michkov at 94, Suzuki there 93. Love to see it. Check out goals. A three-way tie: Robertson, Pasternak, and Michkov. So whoever gets the Maurice Richard, I'd say maybe Pasternak. He's got more power play goals, but Robertson has more game-winning goals. I don't know. It's I might lean toward Pasternak there. He's got more points overall. But yeah, very competitive there. So we'll get right into the playoffs here, guys, and see who we get in the first round. Detroit Red Wings in the first round of the playoffs. Look at the other matchups here: Tampa, Ottawa, New Jersey, Philly, and Toronto and Pittsburgh. Over on the Western Conference, we have Calgary, Arizona, Anaheim, Edmonton, St. Louis, Dallas, and the Avalanche facing off against the Jets. So I do want to take a look at this Detroit team. We know they have Pasternak on their team, so they definitely have a very good scorer. Their first line, yeah, very good first line there. Raymond up to a 91, my goodness. They got a lot of depth. I'm very impressed. I'm surprised they didn't do better in the regular season because, yeah, they got a lot of good depth on this team. Palat down there on the fourth line, very good defensive player there. And then their defensive side, Edmondson and Seider, you know, very solid top two pairings. Their third line, also pretty solid. I mean, Josh Manson there with Cale Fleury, very respectable. Take a look at their goalies, 89 Casa, my god. So they're kind of stacked. I'm very surprised they didn't do much better in the regular season. They're 41, 32, and 9. But we get right into the series here. We'll go game by game and see how we do. So we start off with a very tight 5-4 OT win there. In game 2, another win, 3-2. Headed into game 3, going to Detroit. We get a 3-0 loss. Game 4, another close OT win there, 2-1. Headed back home with a 3-1 series lead. And we lose, can't close it out there. In game 5, 4-2 loss. We are at Detroit. And a 5-4 OT loss. They tie it up. My goodness. We will do this period by period here. Game 7 in the first round against a very good Detroit team. We're up 2. Romanov and Sanheim, both defensemen, very good. Still up after 2, headed into the third. And there it is, Justin Barron sealing the deal. All 3 of our goals came from our defensemen, guys. That's insane. But that's all that matters. We get the win. Luukkonen coming up huge in Game 7 with the shutout. And we take the series in 7 games. Take a look at the other matchups here. Tampa and Philly going to Game 7s. Toronto fans, you can celebrate. They made it out of the first round in this one, beating the Penguins in 6. Arizona knocking out the Flames. Ducks taking care of the Oilers. Dallas eliminating the Blues. And the Avalanche moving on, taking out the Jets in 6. So this was a very exciting first round of the playoffs here. We got 2 more series that we are waiting on, so let's just go right into it and see what ends up happening here. All right, there we have it. We got Ottawa in the second round, so they ended up winning, and the Devils ended up eliminating the Flyers. So we're going to go take a look at this Ottawa team and see who they got here. All right, so look at the Ottawa team. They have Tkachuk, Larkin, and Shen on their first line. Very solid there. Larkin's very good. Second line absolutely stacked with Fermenton, Stützle, and Batherson. And then honestly, like their depth is all right. Svechnikov and Pinto only 80s. Fourth line's very solid though. Riley Smith, Pajot, and Silverberg. A bunch of veteran guys at this point locking in on the fourth line. Take a look at their defense here. Shabbat and Brandstrom, disgusting first pairing. Jiricek and Sanderson down there on the second, and Lindell and Bernard Docker on the third pairing. So they have a very good defensive core, quite honestly. An 84 Saugard in net, though, with a 76 Fleury backing him up. So we might be able to take advantage of that with our offensive firepower that we have. But we'll go right into the series, guys, and see how it goes. So I want to point out in the second round of the Western Conference, we have the Avalanche and Stars, Ducks and Coyotes, and then obviously we're playing Senators, and we have the Devils facing off against the Maple Leafs. So let's jump right into it. Go game by game again. First game at home. Start off with a tough 5-4 overtime loss. Head into game 2, another overtime loss. Jesus, so close. Headed back to Ottawa. We pick up a 4-3 win there. And a 4-1 win. So they take both in our barn and we go to them and do the same. Headed back home for game 5. And it is a 4-3 OT loss. What is wrong with the simulation? Oh my gosh. With the chance to be eliminated here, I guess we're going back to Ottawa. And a big first period, 3-0. After the second, 6-1. We are just pouring it on. Caulfield, I believe, gets the hat trick. Yes, he does. 3 goals for Cole Caulfield, coming up huge when we need him to. And that will do it for the game. So the boys pulling out all the stops, forcing this one to another game 7 here. Back home for game 7. And let's see, as you can see here, the Devils eliminated the Leafs. Avalanche swept the Stars, and the Ducks eliminated the Coyotes. So whoever wins, we facing the Devils. Let's get right into it. And first period, down 1-0, tough. Second period, still down by 1, 2-1, headed into the third, and the result, we are eliminated. Very, very tough there. Kind of mind-boggling that we lost, given that we outclassed them a lot with the goalies, but hey, the sim engine is gonna sim engine. You never know what you're gonna get. So obviously we have the Ducks and Avalanche in the Western Conference Finals, the Senators and the Devils in the East. So we will sim through here and see what ends up happening, guys. Alright guys, so here's the Ottawa Senators and the Avalanche in the Stanley Cup Final. As you can see, Senators are up 2-0 over the Avalanche. Let's go day by day and just see how these games end up. 3-0. Will Ottawa sweep it? Yes, they do. And their AHL team wins when they call their cup. So a very solid year for the Ottawa Senators. Let's take a look at the playoff tree, see how it went down for them. Get through Tampa in 7, us in 7, eliminate the Devils in 6 before sweeping the Avs, and then the Avs here take out the Jets in 6. Dallas is a sweep, and then the Ducks, they win in 7 before falling to the Senators. So that was a really tough end to our season here, defending Stanley Cup champs. And we make a second round exit. But let's take a look at our player stats real quick for the playoffs. Caulfield, Suzuki there popping off again together. Lambert stepping up, putting up 11 points here. I mean, pretty decent. Jaeger and Roy, though, would like to see more out of them, although it was their first playoffs. So they don't have much experience. Defense, though, not bad. Romanov and Ferentz playing extremely well there, but as you can see by the plus minus, their bottom pairings, their bottom lines definitely made us pay. As for goalies here, they put up very good numbers though, so it's not on them at all. They played extremely well. Again, a very tough loss to end the season, but we'll take a look Calgary, out in the first round after winning the President's Trophy. Individuals, though, Gaudreau gets the Art Ross, Lindholm with the Hart. Those two absolutely popped off together. Drysdale, yep, was a lock for the Norris there. Lindholm also gets the Lady Byng. Smits with the Calder. Stützle gets the Conn Smythe. Vasilevsky wins the Vezina. And Lucan in there, wow, getting the William Jennings, shares it with Blomqvist. That's a bit surprising, but, you know, I probably would have expected Vasilevsky to get it, but good for us, man. Our goalie tandem putting in work this season. Saloyev gets the Bill Masterson. The Avs coach wins the Jack Adams. Couturier with the Selke. Lindholm the Ted Lindsay. And Michkov ends up getting the Maurice Richard. Very interesting. But good for him nonetheless. So those are our awards this season. Ottawa take a Stanley Cup. And we will go to the draft and see what happens. We're going to take a look at the lottery. Columbus, a huge jump from 12 to 2. That is insane. And they screwed Washington over. My goodness. That's a huge jump. And they also have the 9th pick via Carolina. So Columbus is stacking up this year. Let's get into the draft, but first we will have to, like usual, view our retired players. Any big names? Yes, there are. Look at that. Giroux, Getzlaf here, Taves, Kadri, Ben. Oshie Hoffman ends up retiring in Florida. Good for him. So some decently big names coming out in the 2027 year. Take a look at the defensemen here. Shattenkirk, McDonough, Myers, Brody, Orlov. Among the bigger names, and you got DeHaan and Mayfield down there. Sherratt as well. Take a look at the goalies. Fleury calls it quits with Ottawa after winning a Stanley Cup. Good for him. Then you got Holtby, Quick calling it quits with Detroit. 41 years old. My goodness. Varlamov, Reimer, and Kemper. So some pretty big goalie names stepping out this year, so that'll definitely change the scheme of the league moving forward. And let's get right into the draft here, guys. Alright, so we're in the draft. As you can see, Vegas, Columbus, Boston, Caps, and Seattle taking home the top 5 picks. Actually do want to look at the draft class just to see. And as a reminder, we don't have a first round pick. Remember, we gave that up to get Brad Lambert. So no franchise guys in this draft here, but Leonardo O'Reilly projected to go first. Those numbers, oh my god, the stats and all of those X factors. This guy is gonna be a tank. So let's see Vegas picks, and they do take him as an 82 overall. Columbus jumping from 12 to 2. See if they make it count. A 78 medium elite. Let's see what Boston chooses. A 71 high top 6. Very interesting pick there at number 3. And the Caps get a 76. Yeah, I don't know what Boston was thinking there. But Seattle, oops. Nope, I don't want to trade for that. I really don't, as much as I'd like to. This doesn't make sense. And Seattle gets a 77 medium elite. I don't know what Boston was thinking there, but oof. So let's go to our pick. We don't pick until number 46, but we'll still be able to get a solid pick here. I'm going to select Kai Heiskanen here. He's got a medium top 6 potential, but an ETA of 3 years. So he's going to develop decently well. He's got an A- on shooting. The rest are season C minuses, but again, given that 3 years ETA, those skills are going to develop quite well. He's listed as a sniper, although one of his strengths are shot blocking. But he does have a good offensive instinct, gotta make it snappy, superstar ability. Again, those 3 years ETA looking good. He's projected to go 53rd. I'm taking him over this goalie here. And the reason I'm doing that is because this guy's got 5 years ETA. We have our other medium elite goalie coming up. He's gonna be just fine. We don't need a goalie right now. We have defensemen in the pipeline. Left winger, gonna be a good pick for us. And he is a 62 overall, so yeah, pretty on par with how these picks are going. medium top 9. Not a bad pick at all. And we have another second rounder, number 59. All right, we're going to select Gustavs Yasinov, 18 years old, 3 years ETA. Again, that ETA is king. You know, pretty solid on a low elite potential here in the second round. Likely he'll end up being that, if not at least, you know, top 6. A- shooting though, and physical guy, good senses. He looks like a very solid pick for us. And let's see, and a 64 overall. So yeah, that turned out to be a pretty solid pick. Go to our next one, number 80. Right, guys, I'm just like Rainer Dreber here. 50-50 medium elite, probably not going to be that in the third round, but he does have that ETA of 3 years, so these skills, he's got very solid shooting, A- puck skill, B on senses. See his strengths there. He is a playmaker, although he's listed as a two-way forward, but he's got offensive instincts and playmaking ability. 19 years old. Let's see what he is. And a 65 medium top 9, so not a bad pick at all. You know, pretty above average for round 3 so far. So I like that pick a lot. And we'll go to our next one, number 106. Alright guys, I'm going to select Uriel Carney here. He's got a low bottom 6 potential, but the reason I'm selecting him is he's got a crease crasher superstar ability and a 3 years on the ETA. He's got good skills, as you can see. He's definitely, you know, powerful forward guy, big guy. Gets in front of the net. I'm taking him over Jackson Avery because of the skills are a little bit better. We have a playmaker type guy already in the pipeline, and they both have 3 years, so I'd rather select a guy that's going to provide some depth scoring for us, and he's a 60 overall, so yeah, not bad. A little bit, 49 overall medium elite, but you know, pretty much on the higher end here to start round 4, and we'll go to our next one right after, number 108. Jackson Avery is still here. We're gonna take him again, 3 years ETA. I like the looks of him, and let's see how he turns out. And another 60 overall, so another solid pick here in round 4. And let's head to our next one. We have another round 4 pick here, number 123. Just like Zane Gudbranson, ETA of 4 years. 50-50 on a medium top 6. Probably not going to be top 6, maybe bottom 6. Here at 123 overall. Bliss is a two-way forward, but he does have, you know, passing ability, good shot, B-. You know, he's got pretty good stats coming here out of 4th round. So we'll select him and see what he is. And he's a bottom 6, alright, but he is a 60 overall. So that's a pretty solid pick there. Not mad at all. And we have another pick here, number 135. Guys, we're selecting Vyacheslav Malikov here, 18 years old, 4 years ETA, 50-50 medium top 9. Again here in round 5. Probably not going to be that, but he does have a B shooting, so he's got a very good shot. And the rest of his skills honestly not bad. You know, only 1 D in there. The rest are C's. Got a good listed as a good shot on the strength, so we'll take him and C. So another medium bottom 6. 59 overall though, so a bit on the higher end here in round 5. Not a bad pick. We'll head to our next one, number 155. Okay, so I'm going to take the risk here and select Kim Forsstrom. We didn't scout him that well. As you can see, everything's a 1 bar here. 2 years ETA, likely no shot. But here in round 5, I feel like we take the risk. And oh wow, okay. A low top 9, 62 overall though. That's a pretty good pick late in round 5. So not mad about that at all. That's a very good pick. And we'll head to our next pick here, guys. We're going to select Brandon Shingtime here, 19 years old, ETA 4 years, 50-50 medium top 4 in round 6. Probably no shot that he's going to be there, but he's listed as a defensive defenseman here. And as you can see, his strengths are defensive zone play and shot blocking. So I do like having a guy like that in the pipeline. And let's see, and he's a 7D, so that kind of sucks. And only 56 overall. So that pick was kind of a bust, but all these picks are kind of busts at this point. So we'll go to our next one, number 219. Alright guys, we're going to select Tyler Hull, 20 years old, 4 years ETA. He's got a 75% chance at a low top 9. In the 7th round, I'm extremely skeptical of this pick. But we did scout him decently well, so like maybe he's a diamond in the rough here. Let's see. And he actually kind of is. 59 overall, low top 9. Yeah, I mean, pretty solid pick there, honestly. And that'll do it for this draft here. I think we had several really solid picks, quite honestly. Our first like 4 or 5 picks were quite good, especially those first 2 picks there. I really like those. But again, successful draft. I like the guys we brought onto the team, and we will head into the re-sign phase here and see what we want to do with our contracts. So we did get Bunting in for another year. He actually went back up in rating from an 80 to an 82. So pretty neat thing happened there. We only gave him 1.1 million, so for a year, kind of just made sense to bring him back. He played really well for us. And then we did sign our medium elite goalie, so he's going to go right into the AHL for the season, and hopefully we see some big development from him. Alright guys, so we do need to bring in a good left winger. Amarov here, 85 overall, 25 years old. Not asking for a ton of money. He's kind of a steal. He's got a fantastic shot. I want to see if maybe he'll go more long term with us. See if maybe try 3.45 here first and see what he says to this, or maybe go 3.5 for 4 years and see what he says to this offer. Guys, I actually like the idea of bringing Gabe Vilardi back to the team. He's 27, 84 overall. His asking price came down a lot. I'm wondering if we can lock him in for 3 years here and maybe try 2.2, see what he says to this offer. Would be nice to have him back on the team. He fits very well into like a third line role for us. So let's see what he says. Alright guys, so Vilardi did accept our offer. That's a great ad for us here. So Denisenko here is available. 27 years old, 85 overall. Asking for 3 years, which I think is like a pretty good contract. Would take him until he's 30. Let's see what he'll say to 3875 and send that his way. Alright, so Amarov accepted our offer, 25 years old. Another good ad for us here to bolster our left wing depth situation. Alright, so Denisenko did accept our offer. Huge ad for us, he's a fantastic player. Alright guys, so Pittsburgh's offering us 2 second rounders, one in 2028, so this upcoming draft, and another in 2029 in exchange for our 29 round 3 and Ryan Poling. I actually like this trade. Poling's got 2 more years left at 4.7 million. And he actually did go down in overall. He's only 28, so the fact that he's going down is a little bit concerning, and we do have some good centers that we can fill in for him. So I'm going to say yes to this, guys. So we did renew Romanov's contract. We give him another 3 years, so that'll take him until he's 30 years old. We actually got him for about 150k less than we're paying him now. So, honestly, a very good contract there. He is our defense core. Along with Ferentz, so I like that extension. Alright guys, so before I head into the 2027-28 season, I just want to show you our lines headed into the new year, and honestly our team's looking really good. We've got our first line there, Caulfield Suzuki Connect. We're getting a +3. They're going to be absolutely killing it. I believe we still have Konechny for this year. Yeah, so he's going to ask for a big contract, I'm sure. I'm hoping Lambert will grow playing on the second line here with Jaeger and Denisenko. Really strong second line. Third line also looking very good. Vilardi there centering Amarov and Brink. And then our fourth line absolutely stacked with Nichushkin, Roy, and McGroarty here. So 2 younger guys playing with Nichushkin should be a good combo. And then take a look at our defensive pairings, Ferentz and Romanov up there on the first pairing, Sanheim and Barron on the second pairing, and then Malou and Dwyer rounding it out. 2 rookies there. So hopefully they do well. I'm sure they'll grow a decent amount. Dwyer there, bunch of superstar abilities. Only 22 years old, already 81, so he's probably going to grow a decent amount. Take a look at our special teams here. Power play is looking really good. This first unit is going to absolutely pop off. You know, I think Dwyer can grow a lot here. Just that great correlation. So looking good there. And then on the 4-man power play, also looking good. Great units here. First and second units, very solid. Penalty kills, very good as well. You know, getting Jaeger on there. He's going to grow even more, only 22 years old. He's been insane for us. And then the 3-man PKs, looking quite good, to be honest. And then on the goalies, we've got Blomqvist as our starter this year, 24 years old, 84 overall. So he's got a very good room to grow here. We have him for 2 more years. So dude's going to be really good for us. And we got Georgia backing him up. We brought him back up from the AHL team. You know, 31 years old, still an 82 overall. We have him for another year. So, you know, not a lot of salary kept going into our goalies here. Good tandem. Looks like they'll do a good job. And I just want to take a look at our AHL team real quick. Actually look really good. You know, we signed Donato there. We got Bunting. He's 32 now. He's still an 82. He didn't really fit that well into like our NHL line, so we just put him back here. Actually, I'll put him back up on the first line there. He's going to be absolutely terrorizing the league there. And then just up and down the lineup, we look really solid. We got some of our rookies here, Hutchings and Messier there, developing, and Kuznetsov as well, looking really good. Check out our defensive pairings. I mean, Solis looks pretty good. He's one of our rookies, 21 years old, 76 overall. Kostenko there, Drapeau, also one of our draft picks, 2277. He can definitely grow, especially getting that +2 correlation. And then our bottom pairing, looking quite solid. Take a look at our goalies. We signed Vamelka because we have Armsden here. He's 21 years old, 67. He has a guaranteed minimum potential. And all these X factors. I mean, my goodness, this guy's going to be insane. Sign him for his entry-level contract, basically. And we'll get him into some games this year for sure. Vamelka there, 31 and a 79. So, like, he's a very good AHL goalie, to be quite honest. I like him for us. And so, yeah, guys, that'll do it for our lines headed into the new year. This is going to be our 6th season with the Montreal Canadiens. We have 1 Stanley Cup to our name, and we will be headed into the 2027-28 year in the next episode. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Support helps me out a ton, and I hope you enjoyed the video. So guys, that'll be it for this episode, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.